Albert A. Wall, the voice of the jungle, broadcasting on the DVC to all points unknown. If you're within the sound of my voice, you're listening to Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
Hello and welcome home. Thank you for joining us on episode 246 of Welcome Home, a Disney Parks and Vacation Club podcast. I'm Tom. I'm here with Damon at the moment. We will have Trevor at some point.
Yeah, so he says. You know, the person, the self-proclaimed IT person, can't get in because of IT issues. I'm just going to leave that out there.
He's not self-proclaimed. It's what he does. By the way.
But he talks like I don't do the same thing.
Yeah,
That's what always gets me. Like, he kind of like, well, you know, I'm the IT person. Like, yeah, dude, I do that too.
And I also need to mention to everybody, as you can tell, I'm a little under the weather and my voice is not all there, so I sound a little
I'm
weird.
leading the show. It's Golden Button Detour Part 2. Let's go.
Oh, gosh, I'm scared now.
Well, it'll end in 30 minutes, so you shouldn't be that scared.
Well, there's also that, yeah. There's also that. But, yeah, we haven't had Damon in a couple weeks. You've been doing your Golden Button show, so...
Which, again, I was talking to Tom about. I enjoy doing. But I will have some time, I think, coming up to hit some weekends. So I think I should be around for a little bit.
Yeah, but if anybody wants to do the show with Damon, let him know because he's looking for co-hosts too.
Always looking for stuff.
Yeah.
I will say when I looked at this episode rundown, though, it's not like it had me like doing cartwheels or anything.
Super excited. Yeah.
I was not really.
I thought
that's the best thing about Golden Buttons. I'm always excited because it's all what I want to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you might be excited about the gifting guide because I know you do a gifting guide, or well, you did. You talk about toys and stuff, but this is more,
yeah, 74 best gifts. Like once I saw 74, like I was immediately tuned out.
You're out.
Like, if it was like top 10, I'd be like, oh, cool.
Yeah, well, 74. I also put the food thing at the end, and truthfully, I put there's a runDisney thing on here, which I know none of us care about, but I put it on here only because the medals look really cool. So,
all right, we'll get there. So I guess we have listener questions and not a lot because no one's in the group anymore because everyone hates us. Or
is that what it is? Is everybody hates us? I thought it was just because it was the holidays and no one's paying attention right now. But
yeah, I don't know if that was the case. I just want to know what holiday was in September. But that being said. Let's see. So Justin said, what resort do you think has the best holiday decorations and/or food? I'm assuming you mean, winter holiday decorations. Yeah. And the problem is that I think the latest I've ever been there is Thanksgiving. So,
they have the Christmas stuff up by then. I mean, they have all the decorations.
I mean, they do. But the thing is I didn't you're asking which resort. Like I was there over Thanksgiving 2 years, I think. I mean, dude, I'm not resort hopping. I hate to tell you, I'm just not doing it. So
resort.
no. Food wise, though, I mean, the cookie trail thing is kind of cool. I mean, outside of that, the Thanksgiving food that is not on Thanksgiving, but the day after Thanksgiving at what's that place in Epcot? The American place.
What's that place? Oh, you're talking about, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That was good.
I mean, I have to say for my money, like the best decorations have to be at Grand Floridian, right? Like the
But have you seen them
tree.
In person?
Yeah. I just saw them on this last trip I took.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen them in person, unfortunately. We wanted to go, but again, it's a tough sell with the expense of Disney. You start to is that really the best use of my time? It wasn't for me.
That's the hard thing, right? But I mean, we and I know you weren't on that episode where I did my trip report, right? But
no, which I was a little disappointed about because listen, not only your trip report, but talking about the H2O products. I think that probably hurt me more than your trip report.
The H2O products,
yeah. I'm still using them. But it's funny because my son has to get massages every day now for an injury, so that's my job, right? For whatever reason. We have a massage table. It's in our dining room. Just let it all be.
One of those guns. One of those. You got to get one of those.
We have 10 of them, dude. It's not this. It's not the same. So I had to start using lotion, right? So I was okay, and then I started using the H2O stuff, and I kind of was like, nah, I got to put that back. This is not just
this is the good stuff.
Yeah, this is the good stuff. And now that I know that we're back, I whipped it back out, and I was like, all right, this doesn't feel so bad anymore.
Yeah, we were actually speculating on whether they were going to start selling it, and since they're manufacturing it now, if they'll sell it in Target or something, are they going to start?
I kind of hope not. I have this
less special if that's the case.
I mean, I'm sure that people have listened to the show for a long time, kind of understand a little bit of maybe a little bit of how I work. And one of the things that I think my parents like kind of don't like that I do is like, I feel like I have to like try to be as unique as possible for whatever reason, you know, no matter if it's me, my kids, whatever. So I like to kind of not get things that everyone has, right? That's, you know, when it comes to sneakers, clothes.
Yeah, you like exclusivity. You like
as much as
unique.
possible without being crazy, right? Like, so if you were to say, hey, so what brand of so-and-so do you like? I'd have a brand you'd be like, oh, I've never heard of that. And it might be just as good as another brand that you've heard of, but like, I kind of like that. So for me, I would rather that it wasn't sold everywhere because then kind of what's the point? But
yeah, no, I get
who
that.
knows?
Well, and they're not going to keep the H2O branding from what I've seen. They're going to call it like Disney Parks. So it's like, it would be kind of weird if they marketed that. I mean, if they bought like the H2O branding, I guess I could see them putting it in stores. But if it's just Disney Parks branded, then they probably are not going to market that.
I think it was a very smart move. Like I said, I think, you know, outside of your trip, that would have been what I wanted to talk about. But here we are. So
no, I did get to go see it though. I have seen it before too. This was the first time. So this was the second time. But you know, during my trip, it made sense. My daughter was kind of done by 6 o'clock, Damon. So like,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I've lived that life. I remember.
Yeah, we were there at, you know, we left my mom's house at 6 o'clock in the morning and we got to Disney by 7:30. So like, you know, we were
I'm actually, again, like I know for other people that listen, like I don't want to need a full rundown, but like, was Legoland good? Did you like it?
Yeah, it was great. It was a good time. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. It's an interesting park. I mean, you know, a lot of the stuff is off the shelf rides that are like, you know, they just theme up to Lego stuff, which is fine. I mean, it's, you know, it is what
the driving thing is still my jam though. With the license and all that.
Yeah, so we wanted to do that. My daughter was just at a point where she was kind of done.
Dude, that's a shame.
I know. We also tried to do the boat thing too, where they can drive the boat, but that didn't work out either. We did do the fire truck thing though. That was my daughter also was not feeling either. She was excited about it, and then when we got on it, she didn't love it. So, but we tried really hard. I was joking with Trevor that it's like more. It's like a competition with the parents, really. Of trying, you know, like all the parents are very into like the competition of it, and like the kids don't care. So
hey, that's youth sports in a nutshell, my friend.
Yeah, no, I know. It's 100% true.
If I could ever get that again, I wanted this YouTube channel about all these terrible sports stories that I've, you know, seen, heard, witnessed during youth sports. I have a whole notebook full of them. I just have never been able to bring it to fruition because I almost need like an animator to do it. I need what's that called again? Not Oddball. What the heck is that? What's that super famous dude? Looks like a white like ball or whatever the other one was. What was the other guy? Homestar or whatever his name.
Oh yeah, Homestar Runner. Yeah.
Or that
Strong Bad and Homestar. Yeah.
Some animation like that. Whatever this. What I'm thinking of though, they have a Netflix. The guy's a Netflix special now.
Does he really?
Yeah. Gosh, what is it called? Now you're gonna make me just look it up.
Now you're just making me think of all the, you know, all the old Strong Bad stuff. I mean, I used to have Strong Bad shirt.
Called Oddballs.
Is that what it's called? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I saw Strong Bad recently, like, because I couldn't think about what it was, and then I like just went digging until I realized, you know.
You stay into the emails, man. When you stay into the emails, it's the best. Yeah.
I mean, now that I'm 50, I will tell you that like your brain does get a little worse for wear, and like there's things I'm always like. Thank goodness for the internet, because before the internet, oh my God, what would I have done? Like I would have,
knowledge was just gone. Yeah,
I would have been crazed. Like I would have been like asking all my friends, like, "Hey, do you remember this thing that looked like?" Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so I'm the type of person that like, and it drives my wife crazy. Like if I don't know something, I need to find out. Like I need, like, you know what I mean? Like
me too.
I have to find out. I have like immediately. Like if I'm watching a movie and I'm like, that guy looks familiar. Like I'm like, I gotta look that up. I have to pull up IMDb on my phone right now and find out what else they were in. Yep. Because they look familiar to me, and I know them from somewhere. Like, and yeah, so man, Strong Bad.
I think the other listener question here, I'm just going to add one in as number 2 is, so what new holiday shows have you seen this year? I watched Candy Cane Lane, which I thought was okay.
Yeah, okay.
I watched that one with Ed Helm, which I don't really think was really a Christmas movie, even though they tried to. It was like a Freaky Friday.
What was it?
I don't know.
Oh, was that like the family swap one or whatever?
Yeah. They kind of tried to market that as a Christmas movie, but it was okay. But I will say Candy Cane Lane was interesting. And then I saw the Naughty Nine, that one on Disney, which was pretty darn good.
What is that? What is that one? I don't even know.
So that is on Disney Channel, and it is with a bunch of kids that are on the naughty list, and they go to the North Pole to steal their stuff back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's it's a kid show. That was pretty good though. Yeah. But I did realize that it's not worth, like, they're not classics, right? They're not worth watching again. There hasn't been too many outside, of Yes, Virginia, which I'd watch every year, that I've really have been like, hey, I need to watch that every year. But I was on a board somewhere and someone had mentioned, and I totally had forgotten about this, the 1987 Muppet Christmas Classic, where you have Fraggle Rock, the Muppets, and Sesame Street with the Swedish chef trying to cook up Big Bird.
What, really?
Yeah.
You
don't remember that?
No.
Well, you might have been a little young for that.
Maybe. I don't know. But it's funny that you mentioned that, because I tried to do Muppet Christmas Carol for my daughter today, and that my daughter refuses to watch movies. Absolutely refuses. Which drives me crazy, because I want her to watch movies.
Yeah, but dude, that's just not the way the world goes anymore. Dude, 11-minute series. That's it.
I know. Well, so I was actually thinking of you, Damon, because right before I got on the podcast here, we were watching Frosty. We were watching, the Frosty
OG Frosty.
OG Frosty, which is surprisingly difficult to find streaming. I don't understand why it's.
Well, I told you what I did.
Yeah, you got to buy it.
I bought all the DVDs.
Yeah, you got to buy it. Yeah, I don't even have a DVD player anymore, though. To be totally honest, like, I don't even have a DVD player.
I mean, I just pop one. Like, dude, a USB DVD player on my computer is like $14. Yeah, and then I just stream it from there. But I will tell you that I got the Rankin Bass full set, which I told you fluctuates in price. So, like, right now, if you were to go buy it, it's like $208. But if you get it after Christmas, it's $42.
Oh, geez.
I bought it during
much of a fluctuation?
Yeah, right. I bought it during the year at $42, and it has everything. It has like the Leprechaun Gold one, which I don't even really remember that much. Yeah. There's ones that you kind of forget that don't always come on. But I did that because I was getting annoyed with that as well.
So, Trevor, we should acknowledge that Trevor's here. Sorry.
Trevor's here.
Sorry I'm late, guys. I was having technical difficulties, issues. But we're good.
Windows updates always come at the best time, right? So,
of course, yeah. No, I was actually just listening on your conversation, and so coincidentally, Damon, I actually found on YouTube that people have put up some of those old Rankin Bass shows. That so I guess, Tom, if you're looking for a place to get them, you can watch them on YouTube.
So I looked on YouTube and Frosty wasn't there.
I won't go down this path of deceit that you're trying to push during Christmas, my friend.
I understand what you're saying, but there are ways to get these things that don't involve having to go buy a DVD player.
I tried to go to
Rankin Bass. Arm up. $42, man.
That's a lot, man.
If you can find them, because those things are not as easy to find in Canada, unfortunately.
Is Rankin Bass still around, like, as a company? Do they exist anymore?
I don't believe so. I think they were bought out by somebody, weren't they?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so
owned by Warner Brothers or something.
They are owned by Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
that's really funny. My voice is a mess today.
All right, so that's fine.
No, they're owned by Warner Brothers. They don't exist anymore, so Warner Brothers just owns all their stuff. So.
All right, so Francisco, this is a waitlist question. I don't even want to answer this. Sorry, Francisco. If Disney were to create a crossover movie with two Disney classics, what would you select in the plot? Like, he wants us to write a whole screenplay here. I could see someone between Frozen and Brave for the geographical locations. I don't know, man. That's a whole lot of thinking for me to do.
Didn't they kind of do this in the second Wreck-It Ralph movie, where they had like all the princesses together? I mean, they didn't do a crossover movie, but I mean, all the princesses were there doing their princess thing.
I don't know. Like, I don't hate the question. I just, like, it's not a like on the spot sort of question.
Longer. Yeah, it's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I'd have
we
to
can
really
move. We can move on to the. We can talk more about the cabins at Fort Wilderness. So
the cabins with one bathroom that like means that they're worthless.
I mean, for you, yeah, this is not one that's good.
You don't need to go to the bathroom either, or just I'm curious.
No, I mean, for the three of us, if it was three of us, one bathroom is fine. Like, that's. I think this caters very specifically to, like younger families, because like the bunk beds being in the same room as the master bedroom, but
they sleep up to 6 guests.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So help me understand. So you're going to pay for a room that sleeps 6 guests when you only have 3?
I'm not going to squeeze 6 guests in there. No, that would be rough.
But anything over 3 necessitates a separate secondary bathroom, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, if you have young kids, if you're a family of 4 with 2 young kids, I feel like you could get away with it. But you're right. If you have
are they
4
peeing in the
adults
sink when they have to go?
there,
Like, I mean,
you have 4 adults and 2 kids, you're in trouble.
But when you have young kids, they can't wait. Like, so are they peeing in the sink? Like,
yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, you're also in the woods. They could just go in the woods. So, listen. I get what you're saying. I think this is an interesting option. I mean, we actually, the only picture we had last week was like that pull down bed picture. And we saw the ladder for the bunk beds. So we assumed that they were bunk beds. And by the way, these are cool bunk beds, I think. But it's interesting that they're in the master bedroom. Like,
I don't really know where this is, to be honest with you.
What do you mean?
I just don't know where these cabins are.
They're for wilderness.
Yeah, but like where?
Over by Hoop-de-Doo. There was a map that was released a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
So how far apart are they from each other?
Most of them are in the same block. I think there's only, I can't remember the block numbers, but they're all like in the same area. And then there's a small set that are actually really close to the boat launch, which we suspect will be the premium rate
one.
Okay.
Premium. Yeah.
So I guess what I'm saying is, so if I'm in cabin A and you're in cabin B, how close can they possibly be?
Well, I mean, if you look at the last concept art piece, of the picture from the outside, you can kind of see how close they are to each other. They're not like on top of each other, but you don't have like, total privacy there.
I guess the problem I have with it is, so some of them are going to be animal friendly.
Well, that's the problem, right? Like, if they're going to do Fort Wilderness, they have to make it pet friendly, because Fort Wilderness is already pretty pet friendly, right? So
I get what you're saying, though, that, the next door neighbor's dog is a little louder than you want, and the walls aren't thick enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. This doesn't have any appeal to me.
Well, yeah, it doesn't really work for your family, though. Like, that's, I mean, yeah, I get it.
I mean, I just don't know who it has appeal to with one bathroom for 6 guests. I just don't get that. But I mean, I guess they're not going to retrofit, like, right? That's the problem.
Well, these are brand new.
So why is there only one bathroom then?
I don't know. I mean, maybe just because of the space. I don't know.
You're right. There should have been another bathroom attached to the main.
Just a bedroom. Toilet. Like, I don't even need a full bathroom. Don't even give me a shower. Just, I don't know. Like I said, when we do this whole sort of like, when I built my house, the builders were out of their mind. They're like, you need a bathroom for every person living here? Absolutely. Why? I don't know. Maybe there's going to be some point where we all need to use the bathroom at the same time. Like, I don't need full baths for everybody, but I need a toilet for everybody. And I can get by on vacation. If you tell me there's 6 guests, I could get by with 2, but there's no way I could get by with 1. I wasn't happy with 1 for 5 people. There's no way I'd be happy for 1 for 6.
Yeah, no, I get that. I understand what you're saying. I mean, there were several people in the group that seemed pretty pumped about this. So there was. I
mean, if you want to bring your dog, it's kind of cool, I think. I mean, but I don't want to be next to somebody like that. But I can understand like-minded people using this as a benefit, especially if you want to bring your dog, for absolutely sure.
I mean, yeah, I see this the same way. Like when I would go camping when I was a kid, that when you're at a campground, you're kind of just like, your neighbors are just there. Like you can hear people. And I mean, when we were camping, it was like tents. So you could hear people, getting up in the middle of the night and whatnot.
And that's cool when it's $10 a day.
Right. Yeah. You're right. That is a fair point that, I guess if you're expecting the full Disney experience, are you understanding that, this is not going to have the level of privacy that you would have. And I mean, to be fair, like even in the hotels, you hear people going up and down hallways and stuff.
Sure.
So
for sure.
You just don't hear dogs barking. Yeah.
Yeah. And listen, this is definitely not, I don't think it's a bad scenario. I just think that there was a little missed opportunity for a few things. I feel like that could have been added. This extra toilet is just driving me absolutely bonkers here. Like, I can't imagine why not.
You bring up a very good point that since they're building these things net new, they could have added like an extra,
toilet room,
couple of feet on one side.
That's what I'm saying.
To have the toilet. And yeah, it should, like, I guess the way I look at it is, anytime you have these multi-bedroom configurations, like it feels like the master bedroom, which although the master bedroom has the bunk beds in it, that should have its own bathroom, and then you should have a general another bathroom on the other side.
Yeah,
absolutely. Even when we had that the 2 bedrooms that have that connected master bathroom that exists kind of out in limbo, right, where you can enter it from the front door or the master. Like, I don't love that either, but at least it's an extra bathroom for nothing else. I don't know. Like I said, I'm sure this appeals to certain people. It's just not my thing. Yeah. I mean, does it have laundry in it too or not?
So, yeah, that's the other thing. Laundry has not been mentioned. So,
yeah,
nobody's really sure if they. I think people are assuming they won't have laundry. Since they.
That's bad too, though.
Yeah,
I've started to get on this. I'm loving this kick of. I'm sure my wife doesn't love it, but where you bring less stuff and you just wear that again, like right, like that's kind of nice. Like, hey man, last time we went, I only really need underwear and socks to get me through, right? I could wear the same pair of shorts for 2 days. Like, that's okay. Like, and then if I need to wash them, even better, right? And I just can rock with 3 pairs of shorts for a vacation. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't bring a pair of shorts for every day. That's definitely not the case.
But it's nice that, like, when somebody spills something, you don't have to go to,
It's good to have backups so you can, switch out if something happens. But then, to your point,
so this is
kind of where my head is too, and I wonder if the
this is going to be
laundry
like DVC, like real DVC.
Yeah. No, this is DVC. Yeah.
If the laundry's in the bathroom, that just further makes this unappealing because if you have 6 people and you're trying to do laundry, but then you're also trying to work around people using the bathroom.
Yeah, I don't think.
Why is this DVC?
This is just the new. They're putting a DVC location for Wilderness. Yeah,
they decided to do some cabins. I guess.
But you remember us announcing
part of Fort Wilderness, though.
What's that?
Like it's under their same contract and all that.
Well, there's no contract there now. Yeah,
it's not
Fort Wilderness wasn't DVC before, so this is going to be brand new, right?
This is brand new.
So we don't know if this is going to have all the same restrictions as Riviera either, right?
We don't know that. We assume it probably will, though. I mean.
Yeah, I'm late to the game on this because I think I saw it and I just didn't care enough. So I'm kind of like, yeah, not me. Like, dude, I don't like camping. My parents made us camp. I shouldn't say that because that's a mean way to put it. We went camping an awful lot and I never enjoyed it. Right. So I as a person now that has a job, like I'm not going to go camping when I never enjoyed it to begin with.
That's fair. That's understandable. I don't like camping either. Right. But this is like the level. This is not really camping, right? This is not even glamping. You're staying in a cabin, right? So
this is still camping enough if it's at Disney. You know what I mean?
It is, it is staying on a campground, which implies like any campground you stay at, a lot of things are centralized. Like you can't.
You remember growing up and just like seeing those like 3 showers at the campground and being like, I don't know if I need to shower this bad.
Well, it's funny.
Know. Yeah, exactly. Right.
It's funny you say that, Damon, because I was talking to my mom about this, right? My mom, when she was a kid, they used to stay at Fort Wilderness because they had a camper, right? My mom is one of 4 kids, right? So there was 6 of them. And I said, well, how big was your camper? And she's like, oh, we just had like a pop-up camper. And I'm like, with 6 of you? Like,
how did you slept on the ground? Because
she's like, she's like, we had 2 people over here, 2 people over. I'm like, that sounds like you had no space at all for 6 people. But yeah, it's different, right?
That was how my family operated. I remember going, like, we actually did a trip with my cousins. So it was 2 families, and we were staying at a cabin near a lake, and it was like, 2 on the fold out couch bed. Sleeping bags on the floor, all that stuff, which is just crazy.
All I remember from camping is being on an air mattress and it raining so hard that my air mattress was floating. And that was like, I was tapped out at that point. Like, I'm like, this is the most ridiculous thing ever. But what I'm reading more about this. So there's a second vanity in this thing, but not a second toilet.
Not a second
Why
toilet.
do I need a second vanity when there's a kitchen and a toilet?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a valid question. I mean, I'm going to be interested to see how many points these are going to be. Like, are these going to be like a 1-bedroom, or how are they going to be priced? I mean, that's going to be the interesting question for me.
It's a very different design choice from everything else that Disney's done so far.
Well, to be fair, this is their first foray into a kind of a value, right? Like, it's a value moderate right? Like I almost,
yeah, I guess it is closer to a moderate than it is.
Well, it depends on what the points look like, but yeah.
But I mean, location and everything, it kind of plays like a moderate resort.
I mean, it looks nice. I mean, the inside, the artist rendition, it looks nice.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I think it looks pretty good. Like, I think my wife and I would consider doing like a day there if we were
not me with one bathroom.
Just the three of us.
Ain't happening.
Well, no, but if it's just the three of us, it's a whole different story.
Same thing with me, Tom. I'm thinking about this. Like, for my family, again, three of us, this could easily work. But
yeah, exactly.
To Damon's point, if you actually got 6 people in here, like even if I like brought my parents, I wouldn't see this working. It's just there's not enough space for bathrooms and just space for people to do what they need to do. Like,
I agree with you. Yeah, this is not. I don't see this as a place for everybody, right?
No, Tom, I'm surprised that you didn't put the rumor of that. What is that nonsense that people are talking about, the trust thing? I'm so surprised it didn't.
I mean, we could talk about it if you want. I actually did not see that rumor anywhere. But
about the trust?
Yeah, no,
really,
no. It was yeah.
Felt like it was everywhere.
I mean, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it.
Yeah. I don't know enough to talk about it. Like, that's the problem. Like, I just kind of thought like you were going to give me like here where Tom talks about freaking, we go to XI, DVC news about cabins for the wilderness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 little points there. I thought I was going to get like a whole like trust rundown from Tom, and I would feel comfortable.
I mean, I'm even Googling it and I don't see it. Hold on.
Trevor, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do.
No, I saw it in the Facebook group. I just haven't seen an article.
Ah, gotcha. So it's such conjecture rumor that we can't talk about it yet.
I know we could talk about it. Let's see. Rumor, this is from DVC Fan. So, rumor Disney Vacation Club exploring a new trust-based ownership interest.
So someone explain to me, what does that even mean?
I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. Trust-based ownership is not a new concept in the timeshare industry. Let's see. What exactly does it? Okay.
Instead of having individual resorts, it's basically you buy an interest.
So like when you buy it like Wyndham and you can go to any Wyndham.
Yeah.
So this says instead of declaring new inventory into a single resort, DVC would declare inventory to become part of the trust. This would give owners in the trust an 11-month home resort booking availability at all properties, points, and inventory owned by the trust.
People would riot.
In the trust. Again, that's not all resorts. Yeah. That's whatever's in the trust. So
so you're saying maybe if they did that just going forward with new stuff?
Or maybe, they pick like 3 or 4 resorts. One of the speculations
those
here
people
was
are going to riot.
But they said maybe like Alani, like, a place that they've never been able to sell. Maybe they'll fold that into a trust with, 1 or 2 other resorts to make it more attractive. Yeah. And
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Yeah, like you said, it's the hard part is when you have DVC, you look and go, why would I want this? But it's something that for people outside of DVC, again, the whole appetite around it is,
well, it's what they're used to.
Yeah. And like you said, it's like the Wyndham thing where it's like, hey, you can use this, at a bunch of places, which, you can still do with DVC, but, the restrictions on, 11th versus 7th month disappear. And I can see where it would be appealing for a certain set of people. I kind of like you, Damon, I saw this and I have kind of been ignoring it, honestly, because it doesn't really apply to me.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's an interesting, it would be like a separate product though, Damon, though, too, right? So it's like,
gotcha.
It's like they would literally sell it as a whole different thing. And so they're even talking about there would be like, a premium on that, right? So you'd have to pay like $25 more per point. And so the reason this rumor started is because there was a corporate filing with it. I guess there was a new LLC or incorporation created called the Palmetto Trust Association in August, and that shares directors and officers of DVC development and many of the directors from the senior directors at DVC. So that's why people are thinking that this is happening. But maybe it's just, who knows what it is. It could be a lot of different things, right? But it's an interesting idea, I guess. But it would be, DVC has kind of prided themselves on doing things differently than the other traditional, timeshare companies. So it would be interesting if they decided to go with a more traditional timeshare model.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead, Travis.
The other thought process around it was it may be something that they're lining up for the 2042 expiries on some of the resorts.
But everyone was saying like that's just too early. Like that seems like so far away. But one never knows.
But maybe the plan is they start in, like you said, with some of the newer resorts. But then the intent is that as resorts expire, they fold them into the trust instead of having to manage individual resorts for the foreseeable future. Right? Again, hard to say.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. And the other thing that's happening too is that direct prices are going up. So
they are.
Yeah. January 30th, Riviera is going from $217 to $225, and then Disneyland Hotel is going $230 to $239.
I love it.
Just making it more expensive. Why do you like paying more money for things?
And I'm sure
I'm not buying any more points, so I'm good. I'm locked in, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think
you're not buying any more points either, so you're good too.
I mean, for now, yeah. I mean,
how many more points could you possibly need?
I don't know, man. We had
points.
We had Brian on last week. Brian on last week, and they have 1,000 points. I was like, that's a lot of points,
dude. That isn't like that his job though.
No, it's not his job. I mean,
but I feel like it's a huge part of his life.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Yeah, but.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, if you have 1,000 points, it's a huge part of your life. Like, okay. I mean, listen, I like Disney. I don't need it to be that. I don't need it to be 1,000 points part of my life. The only way I would see myself in that regard is if, I had so many grandkids, I needed to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's possible. So I don't know.
I wonder how long you could stay on 1,000 points. Like, could you stay for several months? I mean, like if you're doing,
I don't know, like what's the cheapest thing you could get?
Yeah, like what's the cheapest room? Somebody, I'm sure, has figured this out at some point, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be at what's it called, Key West,
or Saratoga, yeah.
Or actually, studio. Aren't the Riviera
the Tower Studios?
Bedroom? Yeah,
the Tower Studios. I don't know how many points you are though. Yeah. I'm just wondering how long you could stay on 1,000 points if you did it. Like, how long could you stretch those points for?
I don't know, probably 70 days. I would think.
I would think, right?
That's enough that I wouldn't want to be there anymore.
That's what I'm saying. I'm still like 1,000 points. I just don't even know what I would do with 1,000 points.
It's a lot of points. But I do think that this is them preparing for the new Poly and for the cabins. Although I tend to think that they're going to sell the cabins cheaper than regular, but I could be wrong.
I think you're wrong.
Yeah, I mean, but it's weird because to me, it's like I know it's DVC still, but it feels like it's at a value to a moderate level, not a deluxe.
But why?
Level.
Why do you feel that way?
Because Fort Wilderness is a value / moderate resort. I mean,
but forget about the overall hotel. It's like kind of having the presidential suite somewhere. Should it be the same? It's not.
But it's part of it is the amenities, right? Like part of the deluxe resort is the deluxe resort amenities, right? Like it's,
what do you mean by that? You mean by a pool and
pools, restaurants, ambiance, all of it.
They got pools.
They do.
You're sharing those pools, right?
Yeah. It doesn't have its own pool, right? Like it doesn't have a DVC only pool.
How many of these cabins are they building?
Like 200 something.
Yeah. It should have its own pool, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Just walk over to Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah, right. I don't know, man. You're probably right though, Damon. They're probably still going to sell it for the same amount. Maybe they do have heavier incentives, but
I don't think they even do that because I think they're going to be banking on where Fort Wilderness is. It's a boat ride over to Magic Kingdom. They're going to be plugging that as one of the incentives.
And not only that, but while I wouldn't want to hear a dog next to me, I mean, I think that there's a lot of people that would love to bring a pet, that would love a nice place to bring a pet.
Well, that's somebody said in the Facebook group that they've been trying to convince their husband to buy DVC.
Yeah.
And they said if they made an agreement that if it was pet friendly, that they would buy at this resort.
My dog would rampage at a place like this. I mean, just absolutely. But
that also says, it's fitting a niche that, regardless of how we all feel about it, I'm sure they're going to level the playing field for pricing, right?
And at 200, it's not like it's that many. Dude, there's definitely 200 dog lovers that will be there 24/7 rocking it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think they'll be pretty popular. I
mean, what kind of dogs would be there though? Like, is there going to be a limit of like weight for a dog or types of dogs or types of dogs? Sorry, limit for like a weight of a dog or how many dogs? I mean, I just roll up there with 10 dogs. Like, what are you going to do?
Well, I mean, I'm thinking that, I mean, I don't know what the rules are at Fort Wilderness in general for pets. Maybe I'll pull that up really quickly. But I mean, I would assume the rules are going to be the same. Oh, wait, here, let's see the conditions here. All pets need to be kept on a leash. Pick up after them.
I'm just rolling with the pack of 10 coyotes, I think.
All right. So here's an interesting point. Here's an interesting thing, though, Damon. Pets that interfere with the quality of the guest experience at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground in any way, or such as aggression or noise, or generate a legitimate complaint to management, will result in the pet owner being required to discontinue the pet's inappropriate behavior, remove the pet to an off-site kennel, or leave the resort. So. Sounds like they have a pretty strong. I mean, I don't know how much they enforce that. Maybe somebody who stayed at Fort Wilderness can tell us, but I'm sure it's going to be the same for the cabins. I mean, it's at Fort Wilderness, so
yeah,
Disney's just not having it if people aren't going to control their pets.
Listen, that's the way they should be, right? Like that's the way they should. Like, you know, if you're not going to control your pet, then you need to do something with your pet. You know, like I don't know. I don't know. I've never stayed at Fort Wilderness, so I really can't speak to like actually how well they enforce this. So it's probably one of my biggest like blind spots, I would say, is Fort Wilderness. Just because I think I've only ever gone over there like once or twice, even. You know,
I only go over there for hoop-de-doo.
Yeah, that's what most people do, right? I mean, so all right. Anything else around this DVC stuff? All right, let's go ahead and do our ad.
Okay, this week we have DVC Rental Store. DVC Rental Store, a World of DVC company, offers magical vacations at an incredible value. Save up to 60% off retail rates at premium Disney resorts. DVC Rental Store now includes deposits as low as 25% of the time of booking and a built-in cancellation policy for every reservation. As always, DVC Rental Store pays out the most to members looking to rent their points. Want to learn more? Go to dvcrentalstore.com/welcome home or call 1-855-DVC-RENT. That's 382-7368. And when you speak to them, be sure to let them know the Welcome Home sent you.
All right, let's get going here. So,
okay,
have you guys finished your holiday shopping? Or I mean, I know Damon goes way ahead of time, right? And then you do too, Trevor, right?
I mean, I tend to go way ahead of time. There's a few things as we speak. I'm actually ordering some photos for a project my daughter's doing. So my stuff is all done. My kids' stuff, they still need some help with here and there.
I was done surprisingly early this year. I'm more of a last minute kind of person, but yeah, I'm done. The only thing I need to get now is my mom's birthday is New Year's Eve. And I haven't gotten her birthday gift yet, so I gotta get on that one. But outside of that, I got everything else. We're in good shape.
Yeah, that's always tough. My son, both my kids' birthdays, one's in December, one's in January, so it makes it difficult for sure.
Yeah, it does because it's like it's hard enough to come up with one gift, let alone two gifts. Like like
I have my parents, my brother, and my wife all have birthdays around Christmas, so I know exactly what you're talking about. And yeah, you're right. It's like it does make it a little more difficult because you have to think about like I'm never of the opinion like, oh, it's Christmas, I can get them a combined gift. I will never do that.
No, I think that's just wrong.
Yeah, and some people have done that, and I'm like, just don't do that.
Let me tell you this cool. Though, there is some times though that I've been like, okay, I can't, like for my son's birthday in the beginning of December, I'm like, all right, I had this for Christmas, but I'm going to give him this and then get him something else for Christmas. I have done that. I won't lie to you about that.
Or do something extra
but you're
big
still thinking
growth,
about,
right? Yeah.
Sorry. So I have an elaborate spreadsheet because what I've always felt like is I don't want the kids to ever think like we ever spent more money on one or got more presents. So like we go through this whole thing where we have a spreadsheet. Like, so this year, my middle son happens to be getting stuff that is more expensive, right, than the other two. So he's got less presents. So then either I have options, right? I said, okay, I can go buy small, like I got him a bookmark. It was $5, right? Okay, cool. That gets wrapped separately just to keep the amount of presents the same. Or we start wrapping some of the other kids' presents together. So it makes it look like the same. But I try to keep it pretty even. But I did tell my daughter this year, I said, here's the problem that you run into. You're going to get less presents. And she's like, well, what do you mean? I said, well, eventually at some point in the future, we'll be will be dead, and the boys will have gotten more presents than you from us. So I said, I don't mind getting you more because I feel like
you're talking about in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, right. When you when you think about that, it's true.
Like, I mean, it is true. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So she's getting 6 years less presents than my oldest.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So I try to keep it super even, Stevens, as you can tell.
See, I tell my family members anymore, like, I don't even want anything. Like
personally, I agree with you.
Yeah. Like I have everything. If I want something, I buy it. Like, it's not like, if you're going to come up with something cool and creative, then that's cool. But like, I don't know.
So I kind of go out of my way to give my wife presents that like, so this year what I said to her, I said, listen, all I want is a dog yarn blanket. Right. So she knits just for kind of, more relaxing, fun sort of stuff. I said, cool, knit me up a dog blanket. And she's like, well, what do you mean? I said, to keep the dog's hair, send it out to somebody on Etsy, get yarn made out of it, and knit me up a dog blanket.
Is that a thing? I didn't even know
that's
that was
a thing, man.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm getting a dog blanket.
That's kind of
probably going to be terrible, but like not from the way she's doing it, but it's probably going to shed all over me and the dog's going to be mad at it. Like I'm sure it's going to be a thing, but like those are the things that I kind of like, I would like something that, like you said, Tom, like that I'm not going to do or get myself.
Well, that's I've been telling people lately. I'm like, get me a gift card for Legos, and because I'll buy myself a Lego set that I want. Like, and I don't want to spend, some of these Lego sets, especially the ones I like, are like $400. So I'm like, listen, if I get $200 gift cards for Lego, I mean, I'll pay $200 for a Lego set. That's fine. Like, so, and I'm not going to pay $400. So that's what ends up happening. Like, I'm not going to get offended if you give me a gift card. Like, just give me a gift card. It's fine. Like, it's really not the end of the world. But the reason we're talking about this is because Disney put out their ultimate holiday gift guide. And I was just scrolling through here to see things that piqued my interest. And the first thing I stopped on, which is pretty far down, actually, is this 3 foot tall Ewok. Did you guys see this?
I haven't even looked at this list yet. So this is,
okay.
My God.
I've gone through it, and there's actually 3 things here that I would get. And 2 of them are actually not even for me. They would be for my dog, because they have, there's a collar and a leash set that I would get. The other thing that I find very hilarious is there is a Millennium Falcon candle.
Is there really? Wait.
And the scent, it says, is rusted steel and leather. So it's like, it smells like the inside of the Millennium Falcon.
What? The inside of the Millennium Falcon smells like rusted steel. I mean, the
like
rusted
Wookiee
steel
is what it smells like. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, look at the chairs. Look at how, the Millennium Falcon's beat up. I find it funny that they chose rusted steel and leather for.
I'm looking at this limited edition doll set, and they look scary.
Okay, yeah. So, Damon, I thought the same thing when I saw that. I was like, okay, Mickey looks fine, but Minnie, for some reason, is very
unsettling. She looks like, what's the Goosebumps thing again? Slappy? Looks like Slappy. Like, I don't want to see that dude.
I think it's just like her legs are too skinny or something. I don't know. Like, they made her too human. But
kind of Five Nights at Freddy's, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, but I wanted to talk about this 3 foot tall Ewok that costs $500.
Man,
what are you doing with the 3 foot tall Ewok?
It's going next to your Stormtrooper because you're Barney Stinson. Like, that's fine.
Like, what else?
Fair
what
point.
else do you get? Yeah, I mean, it's a ridiculous.
Barney Stinson would have that for sure.
This is, it's insane. Like, who would pay $500 for this? There's 5 reviews, which means at least 5 people did.
Well, I mean, if you're talking in terms of just like straight decorating and you're building yourself like theater that's like Star Wars themed, like, I could see it, man. I'm trying to look at the rest of the stuff, and whatever this like snow jumper is, what is this thing? That looks dope.
I'm not even on there.
That's from like Forever 21. Like, that looks pretty cool. Like, not for me, but just in general.
I mean, I thought this Indiana Jones jacket looked pretty cool. I mean,
yeah, but where are you wearing that? You look like a straight goof if you're wearing that.
I mean,
I feel like.
Yeah, my dad had a jacket like this in the 80s and that he probably still wears sometimes. But yeah, again, this is a $600 jacket.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I'm just not seeing a lot of stuff on here that I'm really all that interested, to be honest with you.
What about
the
this
Art
Mickey,
of Wish? No one even wants to see
cool.
Wish. What do I need to see the Art of Wish for?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That Mickey neon sign.
All right, hold on. No, cool. The Mandalorian child covered dog and cat bed is kind of fire.
Wait. I need to find this now. Okay, hold on.
That's actually kind of cool.
All right.
And then the Lard Lad donuts, that's kind of cool. Those things are kind of cool. Those two things I will give it up for. The Mandalorian child covered dog bed is kind of cool.
That's all right. I'll give you that. Yeah, that one's pretty cool. I like that one. That one is neat. No one's done Lorcana yet, huh? Because they have the whole Lorcana thing in there too.
Dude, if somebody, Dan dropped the bag. Like, if he wanted to teach me how to play, I would play. But like, dude, like, I'm not trying to learn how to play a card game unless somebody's teaching me. And then I would have been all in on it.
Yeah, I get that.
But I just I'm not trying to learn because I don't know card games in general. And, you know, like, people have been playing card games like this forever. Like, it's way easier for them to pick up a new one. So, no.
Yeah, it's also a dangerous prospect in terms of the money you can sink into something like it. That's I said this with Brian last week that, you know, much as I like card games, I also learned that you can spend a lot more money than you think trying to build decks and stuff, which I'd rather skip on right now.
What is this Frontiers of Pandora, though?
That's a new game.
A game that probably looks better than the ride?
It's actually gotten a lot of really good reviews. So
probably because it looked better than the darn ride.
Apparently, it plays better than any recent like Assassin's Creed games because it's made by Ubisoft.
Okay.
Did Assassin's Creed, so it's
it's
a good game.
I played Illusion Island. Illusion Island's fun. That's a fun game. My wife and I played it together. It was a good time. I
do find it funny that I get, you know, it's their gift guide, but like they're pushing games that have been out for
a while,
a year. Some of the Frontiers of Pandora is new, but Illusion Island and Jedi Survivor have been out for quite a long time, I guess. Which I guess I shouldn't assume that, you know, the gift guide equates to new and shiny stuff, but
no, it's everything in the last 11 months and 29 days, man.
That is true.
I'm even looking at
the Lard Lad donuts are funny though. Like,
they're pretty cool. Yeah. I'm just looking at the Lego sets, of course, and I think this Captain America shield is pretty cool, but it's also super basic and easy. And
that doesn't look. It looks bad.
I like complicated sets, man. Like I like the really.
What's the point
ones.
Otherwise?
I like
and
a
where
challenge.
Wait,
is this a new Disney castle or
It's a new one. Yeah, it's not the one I have because this one has like gold accents on it.
Yeah, I have the other one too. I just feel like, do I want another castle? I kind of.
You want to spend another
at the same
$600 or whatever it is?
Again, where are you putting these things?
Nowhere.
Yeah, well, there's that too.
Put them together. Yeah, it's only $400, man.
That one's not bad, actually. Yeah.
Is it like a transformer that if you put both the sets together, you get a bigger castle? Like,
could you imagine Castletron?
That's a great idea. That's a great idea, Trevor. I mean, you could probably just do it, right? Like, I mean, you could probably. I'm sure there's some enterprising, Lego person out there that has done it, but. I'm also liking this Avengers campus or the Avengers Tower one. Yeah, that
one's expensive. Really, what are you doing with?
I mean, like, I have all my Lego stuff like on display in my office around me as I do the podcast right now. So, I mean, they just sit there. Tall, it's not like I do anything.
The tallest Lego built brick skyscraper ever made. Like, that's a little tall, man.
That's pretty big. Yeah, it's pretty big. I mean, what is it? Height wise, it's 36 inches. So it's a full 3 feet tall, which is pretty big. For a Lego set.
So this actually works out perfect. It's 6:00, which is when I'm going to go, and the rest of the stuff I don't care about. Can it be any better than that?
I mean, what about these medals? These medals aren't cool for runDisney. I don't care about runDisney at all, but these medals look awesome.
That would be like telling me like Ferraris are cool. Yeah, they're really cool. I'm not going to own one, so what do I care? Right? Same thing. I'm never going to run this far ever in my life. So what does it really matter?
It's funny, Damon, because you feel like the kind of person that would be into marathons and stuff to me, because like your family does all this athletic stuff, but like
no. So the problem is that I played volleyball in college, and I think I fractured my foot like 17 times, and the right one like 10 times, and I have bone spurs so bad that there's no way I could ever possibly run.
I meant to bring this up on the show. I played pickleball this past week, Damon, and I thought of you. But I really loved playing pickleball. I'm kind of a little obsessed with it now, and I think I'm going to join a pickleball league.
This is such a weird phenomenon.
Dude, it was fun, man. I had a really fun time doing it.
It's fun until
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just it's weird.
But it's fun and it's fun to a point, because what it was made for is it's fun in that regard, right? Like, and I'm not saying that, I don't know where you are athletically in your life, Tom, but I know that you're not at like an NFL player status, right?
No.
And what I would tell you is that what I found funny is that Dirk Nowitzki, who hadn't played a lot of pickleball, decided to enter a pickleball tournament and beat all the pros, right? So what does that tell you?
Yeah, I understand. I get it.
I think the problem I have with it is that like there's only so much you can do, and I kind of feel like, what I saw recently, which really threw me for a loop, is there's ping pong pickleball mashup game. I go, but isn't that what pickleball already is?
Yeah, pickleball is
like,
already
I don't even understand
ping
that.
pong.
Like,
that's why I like it. It's big ping pong. I mean, it's
One of my friends is in from Massachusetts this week. I haven't seen him, and gosh, I grew up with him. Right, I haven't seen him probably in 10 years, and he was like, "Hey, you want to play pickleball?" Like, no, not really. Like, well, a bunch of us are, coming down, and he has a friend that lives a little bit closer to you, so we're meeting up, and he's like, "You want to play pickleball?" I'm like, "No." Like, I play pickleball with my kids when like I have time to spend with them, but I wouldn't go out of my way to play pickleball, at least anymore, with people either A, I don't know, or B, that like it's too, competitive for no real reason. Like I said, I'll always play with my kids because that's fun. And their friends and things like that. Like, and we get some good games in, especially with some of the, 20-year-old kids that played tennis in high school. Yeah, like pickleball gets a little crazy, but.
Well, no, is the league I'm going to join is like a leisure league. It's like, it's not. So
you're actually going to join a leisure league?
Yeah, I'm going to, yeah. Because I had a lot of fun playing it, and I just don't see myself. I don't have any friends around here that would play with me, so this is my way to get to do.
I'm going to have to drive out and just smack you in some pickleball just because I feel like just for no other reason than just to let you know that like this is a silly sport. Now I have to beat you at it.
Listen, I don't know, man. I was pretty good. I played for the
you
first
should
time.
Stop right now.
Yeah, I was playing pretty well.
Now. How many times have you played? Like 5?
Just once, literally once.
Please stop.
Literally once, stop. And I thought it was pretty good. But
you said you thought you were pretty good.
Yeah. I had a pretty. I was ping pong champion in my high school, and so it's a lot of the same kind of stuff. I mean, and once I
that's what a lot of people think until they actually play like real pickleball, but sure, okay.
No. I mean,
I'm coming out to Charlotte now to play.
Come down, yeah. There's a cool pickleball place here it's like a bar and like.
Wait, I gotta pay to play? It's not outside?
No, they have an outside one. I mean, yeah, it's a private place, so you do have to pay, yeah.
No, dude, we play at public courts.
Well, my tennis court in my neighborhood is also set up for pickleball, so we could just do.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
wait, but hold on. Does it have real pickleball nets? Because I hate people that play pickleball on tennis nets.
No, it's just a tennis court that they painted pickleball lines on.
Oh, that doesn't count then. The nets are different heights.
They are different heights, yeah.
No.
Yeah. Anyway,
this stitch metal looks real nice.
Yeah. Back to the stitch metal. On this note, I am out. Everybody stay tuned for another Golden Button detour in the new year. Our 30-minute episodes are perfect. They're not like this. We're already at an hour and we're still talking about medals.
No, I mean, we don't have too much left here.
In reality, listen, the thing is that, everything falls under Welcome Home. Golden Button, same thing, right? It's all under the same thing. Hopefully at some point I can get Tom and Trevor to come on for a 30-minute show, right? We try to talk about things that are a little bit different, but, I'm not going anywhere from this show either. And like I said, expect to see me around a little bit more because I have some more free time, but still only for an hour. I only stay on these shows for an hour. It is now just a point of, what would you say?
Point of contention?
I don't know if it's a point of contention per se, but
like I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And I refuse to talk about food unless I've eaten it.
Oh, yeah, we know this. Yes, we're aware of this.
Exactly.
You saw Jeremy tried to trick you into it, but you're smarter than that.
Akbar says otherwise. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's yeah.
Wait, are we having another show though, or are we done? Is this it?
I don't know. I mean, we really have
this is definitely it. Next week is the 24th. Happy holidays, everybody. Even if there is a show, there's no way.
Yeah,
that's fair. I'm hopping on.
That's fair. All right. Bye, Dan.
All right.
Thanks, Damon.
All right. So, these medals are pretty cool. I mean, I don't really have much to say outside of like just how cool the medals are because I really don't care about runDisney.
Well, it's one of those like you said, you'll never participate in one of these runs, so you're never going to get the medals. Which, and I'm not saying that they're not worth it. For everybody who does this, mad props to you for training for this kind of stuff because clearly we're not ever going to do that.
The Neverland 5K one is the one I thought was the coolest one, and then the Up one is a close second. The 10K one, the Adventures Out There 10K is cool.
Yeah, I like the Stitch one just because it's Stitch.
It's Stitch, yeah. I think we should end on the foodie guide for Zootopia, because I just think this looks cool.
Do you want to skip over the Epcot?
Yeah, there's nothing really stuff in there. That was some filler topic right there.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, so let's have a look. I actually haven't looked at Zootopia yet. So
yeah, no, let's do that, because I mean, listen, all the Epcot stuff is stuff that there's nothing new there, right? It's like it's all regular stuff. I do have to say, I'm just jealous about some of the pictures I've seen of Candlelight Processional with Brendan Fraser. I would love to have seen Brendan Fraser do it, but
yeah, that would have been amazing. I'm just gonna say that I'm very like disorganized, because usually before we start the show, like I get all the stuff open and I have like a read through it before we start. And because I came in late, I'm like, where are all these links?
You're all thrown off. Yeah, you're all thrown off. Yeah. This is just going to make us angry, because, again, they have the really cool food over on the Asian resorts, and we don't get the cool food.
There is so much stuff here that I want to try.
I know. This is what I'm telling you, man. Like so first of all, these donuts,
popsicles.
Yeah, the popsicles, number one, right? So, like, yeah, everybody wants the popsicle, right? But I'm just looking at these. I think these are donuts. I mean, how are they this perfect? Like, they just look perfect. They don't look real.
It's called the mini big donut.
Yeah. It's a chocolate donut, but it looks perfect though. Like, it looks
so
weird.
So they look like the plastic sign donut from the movie, right? Like,
yeah, honestly, if you handed that to me, I would look at it the same way that I looked at like a fake apple. You know what I mean? Like just like, it doesn't look real. It doesn't look edible. It just
very nicely glazed, and the fondant letter. I'm assuming their fondant letters are very well done.
And look at this, like, perfect little blueberry pie too. Like, I mean, that's amazing. Like, why can't we get cool stuff like this?
And Judy's waffle is like, I know it's a waffle, but the fact that it's themed to like the ice cream shop, like they've got the elephant from it, and the fact that it's, it's not a Mickey waffle, it's a Judy Hopps waffle, which I never thought I would be like, yeah, I want to see that, but it's like more characters on stuff like that is just awesome. Like,
what about ginger flavored ice cream? That's an interesting one. Ginger flavored ice cream. Good. Yeah,
because ginger's got like a bit of like spice to it, right? So I'm sure it makes for a really nice,
I can't say that I've ever had ginger ice cream before. That's definitely interesting. But I'm
thinking, like, have you ever had like ginger cookies before?
Yeah.
Ginger molasses cookies, like those.
Yeah, I've never had it in ice cream. It's an interesting idea, right? Yeah. And then I'm just going down further here. The lemmings on a stick as marshmallows. Like, I mean, just so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, and then there's a frittata sandwich. It's a soft frittata filled with potatoes, carrots, mozzarella cheese, and then cushioned between two carrot-shaped buns. It literally looks like a carrot. Like,
not just like a carrot, like a cartoon carrot.
Yeah, a cartoon carrot.
It looks like it came right out of the movie. I think that's the thing, is that all this stuff, because it's in Zootopia land and it looks like it fell out of the movie. Like, this is what keeps getting me, is that they do this stuff overseas and it looks so good, and it's like, just bring it over here, guys. Like,
I know it's really annoying. Like, because I mean, I think the big hit here is obviously going to be the popsicle. I can't speak. I mean, that's going to be a big one, because that's a really big part of the movie, obviously. But then they have a carrot-shaped lollipop. They also have popsicle lollipops. They have some cotton candy. They have, what is this, a chocolate police badge? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Police officer badge chocolate bar.
Can you explain to me what corn-flavored popcorn is? Isn't popcorn already corn?
Okay, so
let's talk about that. That's confusing.
Okay, so I'm trying. So I've had. I used to get these crates from that. Years ago, my wife signed me up for this company that would ship over. They would ship snacks from Japan, and it was always just like a different variety of stuff. And I remember they actually had popcorn flavored chips. So it was like a bag of chips, and at first I was like, okay, like, what is this? But it doesn't taste like, it's definitely not like a natural flavor of popcorn. It's like this very almost like you're eating I don't know, like a candy bar or something that would taste like popcorn, but like it's like the butter is like really amped up and you can really taste like I don't know how else to describe it other than like you eat it and you're just like, yeah, this like it feels like I'm having a bowl of popcorn, but in a single bite. But then yeah, for them to do that on popcorn, it just to me feels like it'll taste like it'll be like some really good popcorn, but it won't taste like any kind of like normal popcorn that you've had before.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah. The corn flavor. I guess that's the thing is the corn. It's like a sweet or like a kettle corn. So it's not.
I gotcha.
It's not a standard popcorn. But yeah, the naming's weird.
It is weird, right? Okay. Yeah. And then I'm starting to sound like I'm going through puberty here, with my voice going. I actually tried to say something in a high voice to my wife, and it literally just came out as nothing. Like it just, it was just
like a squeak.
Just nothing. Yeah, I was trying to do. What was I trying to do? Oh, I was trying to do Kermit the Frog. I was trying to do a Kermit the Frog impression, and it was just like a squeak that came out of my. Anyway, then there's So what exactly is this Nick and Judy thing? Is that a cheesecake?
Yeah, so one side, so it's Judy's pineapple cheesecake and Nick's lemon cheesecake. So it's a lemon and a pineapple cheesecake together.
It doesn't look like cheesecake at all. Like I don't.
No, it doesn't. It looks like a badge, right? It looks like the can or the chocolate badge. But again, just it looks so nice,
like really well done. Yeah,
and pineapple and lemon cheesecake. I think those two would be together.
What is this? What is this little paw print thing that looks like it? It's like the thing next to the badge. Like, what is that? Oh, is that? Oh, it's the tuna and vegetable steamed rice with Judy snack box. Okay, so it's
tuna
like
and vegetable steamed rice. So so this is like a meal. Bento box.
Yeah, that's like an actual meal. Okay, interesting. All right. Well, there's some really cool stuff here.
Yeah. I don't know how, or I guess the funny thing is the Disney Parks blog is putting the stuff out there so that everyone can see it. But I'm sure we're not the only ones saying like, hey, this looks amazing. Why don't you bring this to the parks in the States? Like,
I mean, they do theme stuff in the parks. They just don't. It's on a different level at the Asian parks. It's just they do things they don't do anywhere else. But I don't know why. I mean, I don't know if maybe I don't know. Maybe it just costs more to do.
I want a carrot shaped sandwich. Like,
yeah, exactly. All right, Trevor, let's wrap this up before I have no voice.
Let's give you a bit of a break here. So
yeah, this is I've tried to truck through this, and I made it. So that's the important part.
Yeah, that's good. And yeah, I know Damon said he won't do the show next week, but I guess you and I can figure out if we want to do another show here before Christmas. So
yeah.
For everyone listening, stay tuned for that. We haven't decided yet if we're going to do one more show.
Yeah, we really haven't talked about it at all, but Christmas kind of snuck up on me, to be totally honest.
Yeah, this year's been weird. I agree with you. It was very like the shopping was never an issue for like we said earlier. I got my shopping done really early, but it just seems like Christmas as a whole, or like I guess for me, it was like I didn't really register until like this last week that like Christmas is coming up very quickly.
Yeah.
And I think part of it was because I was just busy, with work, and there was all kinds of different things going on. And so I was preoccupied with everything else. Then all of a sudden I was like, oh, do I have, I need to do shopping for we're going to be making Christmas dinner for ourselves, or just for my family.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I need to make sure I have stuff for that. I haven't even thought about that yet. And usually, again, we've had these conversations by the beginning of December. So yeah, it's been a weird lead up to Christmas this year.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Yeah. But all right. So as usual, if you guys want to reach out to us on the show, you can always find us at welcomehomepodcast@gmail.com. We love getting your questions. We love hearing about your trip reports and all that kind of stuff. So feel free to reach out to us anytime. If you want to follow us on social media, you can find us on Facebook as Welcome Home Podcast. You can find us on YouTube as Welcome Home Podcast. You can find us on Instagram as Welcome Home Pics. If you're on Facebook, make sure you check out our group, Welcome Home Disney Waitlist, where, as we talked about earlier in the show, we got people posting memes in there, posting all kinds of stuff, and again, just great conversations, even things like the rumor around the DVC trust. came up in the group, and there was, it's not just us talking, it's all of our listeners talking. You can get a lot of great insight on what's going on and just find other people that want to talk about Disney stuff. So make sure you join that group if you want to get in on some of that. And if you'd like to help support the show, you can go to store.welcomehomepodcast.com and check out our different stuff there. We've got the shirts and stuff with the new logo, which, if you haven't been in the store in a while, our new logo is very cool, and I like it a lot. And, if you don't have a shirt, make sure you get one, or, maybe you need a fanny pack or something like that. And you never know. I mean, last minute gift ideas for Christmas. It's, maybe somebody's needing a fanny pack for Christmas. But also you can also support the show through Patreon as well. So you can go to patreon.com/welcomehomepod and check out our different levels of support there. That has an exclusive logo that you can only get through Patreon. And our Patreon supporters also get access to the Discord server, which is yet another place that we talk with our fans and have lots of great conversations about Disney. So if any of that's of interest to you, please go check it out. Last but not least, if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, leave us a 5-star review, because it does help more people find the show. And, then we can have more people to talk with about Disney. So, make sure you do that just to, help out the show. And also, if you are on iTunes, you can leave us a review, which we do like reading those reviews out and just hearing what people think about the show.
Yeah, and I don't have any reviews for you this week, but that's okay. It's holidays. People are not paying attention to reviews, so
yeah, exactly.
It's all good. Don't forget to subscribe to Welcome Home Podcast so you can be reminded every time we release a new episode. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube Music, just about any podcast app out there. You can find us. Just a reminder to our listeners, Welcome Home Podcast is for entertainment only. We're not employed by the Walt Disney Company, and as such, all opinions we express on the show are our own. So please consult a DVC representative or Disney cast member for more information about anything we talked about today. Huge thank you to the sponsor of this episode, DVC Rental Store, and, of course, World of DVC for continuing to sponsor, our show. Please check them out, and they've been a big supporter for a long time. So please, if you have any DVC needs, check them out. Join us next time for more Disney Parks discussion, of course, more DVC talk. We hope to see you all real soon.
This is Skipper Albert Awol, the voice of the jungle, signing off from Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
Do a huddle when we hit a chair. How she can cuddle is no man's affair. I looked around from pole to pole, found her in a sugar bowl, eating